Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and here is my review of Ice Planet Barbarians and the sequel. But first of all, this video is sponsored by me and my debut novel I'm Not Broken, and it's YA fantasy, and you can find all the information down below. So let's get back to the video. Okay, this is my first romance book, like spicy romance, monster romance book. I think that is the genre, right? Like monster romance. I'm gonna say they were very quick reads. I actually just intended to read the first one because I was kind of having a reading slump, and I was like, this sounds like a good read, like a fast read, so why not? And surprisingly, I was having a good time. I think it was really funny, especially the first part. If you don't know about it, it's about this woman in the first book. She's called Georgie. I think she's 22 years old, and she gets kidnapped by aliens, and chaos ensues. But anyway, she gets stranded in this ice planet, and she meets these Barbarians, as she calls them. And yeah, it's all about mates and love and lost and stuff like that. So I thought it was very funny because in the first part you have this alien. His name is Vectel. His name is Vectel, and they speak completely different languages. And I thought it was really funny because it's dual POV, and from them trying to communicate with each other and just like hearing noises and stuff like that. Especially when you are reading Vectel's point of view and Georgie is talking. And you kind of hear what he's hearing, like this very broken, weird English, and trying to figure it out. I thought it was really funny. Sometimes it was a little bit harder for me because my main language is Spanish, but still, I thought it was really funny. So anyway, I usually take about 2 weeks to read one book. It used to be way faster, but my ADHD, it's not letting me read any faster. But however, I read the first book in a day and a half, and I was impressed with myself. I was really proud. It's a short book, but still, I finished it very quickly. I have one issue with it though. First of all, I'm not sold on the maid things, on the maid issue. Like I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. Maybe I will be in the future. So far, I am not. There's an issue with consent in this book, and I kind of was just like, okay, fine, I'm going to ignore it because the main character ignores it. She's like, it was fine, it was weird, but it was fine. If you have read it, you know what I'm talking about. Is when they kind of first meet each other. But anyway, another issue that I have, I know I did one, but it's more the pregnancy thing. Georgie wasn't planning on getting pregnant, but the mate thing is all about pregnancy, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. So yeah, anyway, that's it, like all I can say without spoilers. I thought it was really fun. I'm going to give it around 3 stars out of 5 because purely on entertaining factor, because I enjoyed reading it. It wasn't like one of my favorite books or anything like that, but again, it just helped me read something while it was hard for me to read, so props to that. Now to the sequel. I'm gonna put the cover right here. I do not remember the name, and this book actually made me want to stop reading all of the other books altogether. I don't know how many are there. I think there is 5 of them or something like that, but with this one I had so many more issues that I found like very problematic. And actually I think I will be talking spoilers with this one. So if you don't want that, you might skip. I'm going to put like a sign in here that said spoilers, and then when I'm done talking about it, the sign will be gone. But anyway, the protagonist for this book, I'm not talking spoilers just yet, but the protagonist for this book is Liz, and she's very sassy, she's very sarcastic and everything like that. I like her, but again, it's just like the protagonist, like the alien, Rahush is his name, I believe. I don't like him. Like I get his backstory and everything. I do not like him. I kind of hate him actually, and here I am with the spoilers. At the beginning of the book, I like that it started with a little bit more context and stuff that we didn't have for the ending of the first book. Like the woman being woken up from the pods, and them watching like the big animal being killed, and then them being fed the kui, I think it's the name, and they take it from the beast heart, like the heart of this very very big thing that they just hunted, has worms in it that are kind of shining and they are blue and stuff like that. And in the first book we have Georgie fainting, so we don't know what happens, and we are just told that Rahush just took off with Liz. That's all we knew. And in this book we figure out, or we are being told, that Liz, that Liz didn't want, I thought I got the name confused, but I didn't. Anyway, Liz didn't want the kui. She was very scared and she was like, no, I do not want it. And she was like running away, actually. Well, kind of. It was full of snow. She couldn't run, but she tried to. And Rahush fucking pins her down on the snow, cuts her, and gives her the kui, even though the whole time she was pleading, begging, I do not want this, I don't want it, stop. I was so freaking angry, I couldn't stand it. I was like, honestly, if that was me, I would rather die. I would rather die. And the guy was like, I cannot let my maid die, I cannot live without her. Like, this dude was being so fucking selfish that he went against the wishes of this human that he only thought as a thing that belonged to him. That is disgusting. I hate it. And again, she was pleading not to be given that thing. Again, I would have rather died. I will have never forgiven him ever. That was incredibly intrusive. That was a decision that wasn't yours to make, and that happened. And knowing the story of his father, like Rahush's father, and what he did and what he caused two deaths. The death of his mate and his son, and Rahush still didn't understand. And he was like, I don't care, it's all about me, what I need, what I want, I don't want to be alone anymore, so I'm forcing this thing into this human that I don't even like he didn't like her, but he was like, she's my mate and we're gonna have a marriage, even if it's unhappy like my parents, it's going to be like, we're going to be a family. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't like that. It irks me. Like, I cannot. I just remember reading that and I get angry again. So he kidnaps her. That is the word. He kidnaps her. What can I say that? He kidnaps her. Gets her to a cave because he's like, oh, I just broke the rules. They're going to know that I did it against her will, because again, that is wrong as fuck. That is so wrong. And he takes her, and yes, his plan is just to impregnate her. And then he's like, oh my god, I can't speak. When we go back and she has my child, then everything is going to be fine, and maybe they will let me stay. You are sick. You are so sick. This is so toxic. She deserves so much better, but then she's now infected with this gooey, and now she's like resonating for him and stuff like that. But again, it's not her mind thinking, it's just the survival thing that this gooey is sending her. So yes, like part of her mind, part of her instincts and common sense are gone, because it's all like now ruled by this gooey. Not everything, not 100%, but a lot of it. And so again, kind of haters to lovers, kind of, but I hate that. I hate it. And again, she's being ruled by this thing, and now she's like worried about him, and she learns about it, like the things that he went through, and she saves his life. She drags him, like she does a lot for him, and I believe like she could have survived on her own, like she was very strong, but yeah, that ended quick, because then she was like more interested in caring for him. And again, I get it, like this mate thing, maybe again that it's because it's not my thing, but yes, like her wishes were completely different, and she was disregarded and ignored, and now she had to live in this planet that she didn't want to, with this guy that she didn't like, that in the end she did, but again, it was all the cooey thing. So this was my biggest problem. And again, I think this cooey doesn't represent love but obsession. That is not the same thing at all, and that is not healthy at all either. And again, just pregnancy, it's like they didn't mean to get pregnant, but anyway, the Koi convinces them, like the girls, and they're like, okay, fine, I guess I do want it. Like, it's just so invasive in every single way, and I hate it. And again, at the end, she's all like obsessed with Rahuj too, because again, it's just not just love, it's obsession. And I was so sick about it, and I guess they kind of got their happy ending, especially Rahuj, and I'm like, he shouldn't have, he did everything wrong. And again, I get it, like he was hurt, he was damaged, whatever, big trope. But no, it was wrong from the beginning. So yes, end of spoilers. I didn't like that book at all, and that made me want to quit, even though I was finding the books quite entertaining and very easy to read. It is not my thing, and like I said on the spoilers, but I'm going to say it again, it's not a spoiler, but yes, the Kui, the thing, if you have read the book, and if you haven't, here's the short explanation. These people, these women arrive on this planet, and the oxygen, well, not the oxygen, but the air is poisonous, so it's going to kill them over time, like it was killing the Kahui, I think is the name of the tribe that lived there. And the only way to survive is to get this Kui, this worm that lives in the heart of this beast. And they got it, like the Sakui learned about it, and thanks to that they survived and managed kind of to grow and just kind of learn how to live in that new planet, because it is also new to them. But anyway, well, newish, not so much, but yes, they aren't indigenous to that place. But anyway, they learn about that, and so they know the human are getting sick because of that, so they give them the Kui. And this Kui like resonates when it finds their mate. But and it is explained in the book that the mate doesn't have anything, the Kui thing doesn't have anything to do with love, or like you will be the perfect match. It's all about you will conceive like perfect children. Like it's about genes, and that's it, that's all it is about. It's not about love, it's not about like really protection or anything like romantic or anything like that. It's just about propagation of the species. And again, that is a little bit problematic, because then as you keep reading, like I said, I read just 2 books, it's not about love at all, it's just about obsession. And I'm not into that. I do not like it, I do not support it, and I think it's very, very toxic. The first book wasn't like that. It was a little bit more wholesome, and yes, it had a little bit more of romance to it than the second one. The second one was purely obsession. It was mentioned, I think, also in the first book, like Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know how to speak it. I don't know how to say it in English. But yes, the second book was absolutely that, and with the Kui just trying to make them be together and just create children, and that was about it. So it's like they have very little say in what they actually want, because this thing just takes over them and their mind and their bodies. And I do not like that. It does feel like a parasite that just looks to procreate, and that's it. And the people and the Sakui are just like they're the mean of propagation of this thing, and I hate it. I didn't think I hate it, but I think I do now, like now that I think about it. So yes, it wasn't romance for me. Maybe like I said, the first book a little bit more, but in the end, like when I started learning more about it, it was like I don't like it. Like they kind of lose their minds. So it's just not my type of thing. Like I would have liked it if it had been like better, and the Kui had a lot less of control over their host. But it wasn't the case, and so I'm not continue reading. Like I said, they were fun to read and stuff like that, except that the second book, I will give the second book 1 star out of 5. I found a lot of grammar mistakes, a lot of issues, but yes, mainly the topic at hand and the romance. It was very, very toxic. So yes, this is my review kind of, and my thoughts about Ice Planet Barbarians. The first one not so bad, the second I hated it. I'm not going to continue. I might read more monster romance maybe, because I think I will find something that I will like and that I will find entertaining. But yes, please, something with consent, that will be amazing. I think that is my thing. If there is consent, perfect. But yeah, anyway, let me know down in the comments if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you thought about it. What are your complaints about it, or whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to read every single comment, and I will be seeing you later. I hope you're having a fantastic week, and bye.